Hey guys, I'm Kevin with Victory 4x4. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install a set of ditch light brackets on this 5th gen 4Runner. Alright, so the first step in your install is going to be to identify which bracket is the driver and passenger side. It's relatively easy to do. Just note that the length of your light tab is going to point toward the outside of the vehicle, making this one the passenger and this one the driver. Another way you can kind of tell is just like this large cutout also faces toward the outside of the vehicle. So let's go ahead and install this driver side bracket. You're just going to need to identify what fasteners are mounting the hood to your hinge. Mine are a 12 millimeter, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the top one first. A good thing to note here is just go ahead and make a Sharpie mark, or even using a paint pen, something along those lines. Just make a couple marks where the outside of your hood hinge bracket mounts to the hood before removal. The way I like to do this is I'm going to go ahead and remove the top bolt first, and then I'll kind of snake my bracket up underneath the hood and reinstall that top bolt, and just kind of hand tighten it, leaving it just a little bit loose, and that leaves you just enough room to get to your bottom bolt still with your ratchet and socket. So that you can remove it. And by doing it this way, you never have to have both bolts removed from the hood hinge at the same time. It just kind of saves you any worry of dropping the hood on the fender or even on the glass or something along those lines. Okay, and with that bottom bolt out of the way, go ahead and swing your light mount bracket over, and then just reinstall that bolt. Now that you have both of your hood mount bolts in place, kind of tightened up but still just a little bit loose, you can go ahead and place the bracket front to rear because these are slotted. You just kind of want to make sure before you tighten that down that it's not completely tight up against the back of the hood here where it's going to rub against any paint or anything. So with plenty of clearance everywhere, we can go ahead and tighten these two bolts up. So the driver's side's as easy as that. There's one little thing we want to show you on the passenger side, so let's jump over there. Okay, so over here on the passenger side, there's just one little difference, and it's this washer sprayer hose. That's just mounted to your factory hood hinge on the passenger side with a little plastic clip. So you just want to be sure before you go ahead and install this bracket that you get that removed from the clip and out of the way so that you don't wind up pinching it under the bracket during the installation. So with that out of the way, we can go ahead and install our passenger side light mount. Okay, so also one thing to note here on the passenger side, when you close the hood the first time, you just kind of want to check your clearance to your plastic valance back here. So it's going to be a little bit of a balance between where this light sits in relation to your hood and in relation to this plastic. You got to have it far enough forward that you're not going to damage that, but far enough back that you're not going to damage the back of the hood. So you might just have to play with that a little bit, sliding that bracket back and forth before you tighten it up. Okay, so now that that's all tight and the hose is back in place, you can go ahead and install your lights and route your wiring. We do supply a couple small holes here in the side of the bracket for you to tie those up with. Okay, so now with the hood in the fully open position, you'll just want to make sure and check that you have plenty of clearance behind here between the light and the windshield. It's going to vary a little bit depending on the lights you choose and the manufacturer, but you should have plenty of room with these brackets. All right, that completes this install. If you guys have any questions, feel free to give us a call at 269-459-8447, or go ahead and email us at info@victory4x4.com.